The lynching of Anthony Crawford, a man who dared to stand tall. Welcome to Burden of History, where truth isn't just told, it's restored. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that button so you never miss a story that deserves to be remembered. Before we begin, a quick but important note. This episode contains historical truths that are disturbing, violent, and painful. Some stories involve racism, mob violence, and injustice. I will not sugarcoat what happened, but I will tell it with care. In the Deep South, where cotton meant power, one man dared to own both land and dignity. His name was Anthony Crawford, a formerly enslaved man turned successful farmer, father of 13, and outspoken businessman in Abbeville, South Carolina. By 1916, Anthony Crawford owned 427 acres of fertile land. He wasn't just respected, he was resilient, educated, proud, and that pride, that's what made him a target. On October 21st, Crawford went to sell cottonseed at a local store. The white store clerk offered him too low a price. Crawford, never one to be insulted quietly, refused the offer, firmly. That's when it began. He was punched in the face by a white man for talking back. Instead of arresting the attacker, police arrested Crawford. They threw him in jail for his own protection, they said. But Abbeville didn't want protection. It wanted punishment. By late afternoon, a mob of over 300 white men had formed. They dragged Crawford out of jail, beating him in broad daylight. They tied him to the back of a buggy and paraded him through town like a trophy. And then they lynched him. This wasn't just a murder, it was a message. One meant for every black person in the South who dared to defy the racial order. Anthony Crawford was beaten, jailed, and lynched not because he committed a crime, but because he knew his worth. No one was ever convicted. Many of the men in the lynch mob were prominent citizens. Local newspapers reported the murder with approval, calling Crawford insolent. The white community seized his land, terrorized his family, and forced his descendants to flee Abbeville. For almost a century, Anthony Crawford's story was buried in silence. But in 2005, his descendants began fighting back, not with fists, but with history. They created the Lynching Memorial Project and helped place a historical marker in Abbeville, right where Crawford was lynched. Anthony Crawford is now remembered at the National Memorial for Peace and Justice in Montgomery, Alabama, alongside over 4,000 other documented lynching victims. Each name a wound. Each marker a refusal to forget. Say his name, Anthony Crawford. He was punched for speaking truth. Jailed for having pride. Lynched for owning land and refusing to bow. But we remember him, because to forget would be the final blow. If this story moved you, share it. History demands more than remembrance. It demands justice.